This podcast episode is brought to you by The Cry Lounge. The Cry Lounge is an independent publishing company founded by this podcast's host, Bonnie Orbison. The Cry Lounge transfers your daydreams onto paper. With 2 book releases the past 2 years, they are preparing to extend their service to other authors and other creatives. To get more details and support this show, there's a link in the description you can check out. The Cry Lounge looks forward to meeting you. Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Bonnie's Legends. I'm Bonnie Orbison, and this is my podcast, Bonnie's Legends. Today's guest was such a pleasure and honor to interview. Lindiwe Müller-Westernhagen is such an icon for me and such an inspiration, and what she's doing, she's literally everything. We talk about literally everything. Have fun.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Where are you? Are you in your room?
Yeah.
live broadcast live via satellite from your room. I love it.
Yeah, from a teenage room.
I love it. How old are you again?
15. I'm 15.
Wow, unbelievable. Jeez, I didn't have so much ambition as you at 15. So proud of yourself.
Thank you for being my guest.
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry about yesterday. I must say I totally forgot. I have to admit. I just had a lot of things happening, and then
That's okay. Don't worry about that.
Where are you? What city are you in now?
What?
What city are you in?
Do you know Offenburg? That's in the southern of Germany.
Close to. Give me a big city that it's by. Maybe that I would.
Freiburg. Yeah, nearby there.
But you're still in high school.
Yeah, I'm still in high school. Yeah, 10th grade now.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
And why did you decide to do this?
Because I wanted to interview my legends. And then I always wanted to make a podcast, but I never had really a topic or an idea for it. And during these times, I just thought that I don't want to have a specific topic about human beings. I just want to interview whoever I admire. And so I came up with the legends idea, Bonnie's Legends, and yeah.
Well, I don't consider myself a legend yet. I still have a lot more work to do in life, but thank you.
I call you a legend.
Thank you.
So we were several times. Oh yeah, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen.
Drum roll.
He's a real rock power woman with a more powerful voice. Lindiwe Sattel.
Hi. You can actually call me Lindiwe Müller-Westernhagen because I had to change my name. So
okay.
On social media, I am Lindiwe Sattel. You're right.
I didn't know how to call you. If I should call you
the name is too long. It's too long for social media. Just keep going and going.
We were several times in touch before. I remember back in 2018, I was 13. I had to donate something, or like the church said we should donate to something with the money we're getting from the confirmation. And then you supported these Mount Everest climbers. And I was like, yeah, I donate to them. And then you gifted me, my family, these concert cards. And the concert was amazing. And yeah, thank you for that.
No problem. I can't believe it was so. It feels like yesterday, but it was a while back. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years now.
Yeah. William actually. William was the burn survivor. He was burned at the age of 2 or 3, and he went with a group to raise money for other children that were burn victims and survivors. And yeah, geez, he's doing well, but I think during COVID times, it's just tougher. We have a big unemployment in South Africa and even in the US. So, people are struggling. So especially, I have to say hats off to Bonnie, because at 13 to, I think your generation gets like such a bad rap sometimes because they think you guys don't work, and everything is like success fast, and, we're selfie. And I really believe that it's your generation that's making the change. Because at 13, I wasn't thinking about trying to help anybody at 13. So hats off to your parents.
I give that to them. And then a few weeks ago, you had this live stream of Holly Shorts. Was it the Holly Shorts? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I watched it, and I don't know, I asked something about participating, the 15, how's that going? And he said, yeah, maybe I'm too young. And he just said, keep writing, Bonnie, keep writing. And I think this sentence gave me the last push to release my book now, and it's coming out on Friday. So
amazing. Congratulations. That is a huge goal to push through, to finish.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
Called? What's it called? What is the book called?
It's called Follow Me.
Okay.
And I'm working with someone on the translation, so it's still German. But I'm working on the translation.
Maybe it would be a book that I can read one day. Wenn ich Deutsch lerne, endlich Deutsch lernen. Yeah.
But in German went better through the years. I think.
Thank you, Bonnie. Aber, wenn man in Berlin lebt,
ja.
Das ist sehr schwer zum Deutsch lernen, weil alle Leute sprechen mehr in Englisch.
Oh.
Es ist ein bisschen einfacher zu Hause mit Marius English sprechen. And that's the reason why his English is actually getting so much better, is because we speak English all the time.
Yeah, but I remember the first time when I listened to Luft zu atmen, when it was recorded.
Very
and
hard.
And then the live version last year.
Yeah.
And then the live version last year was better. Was really better. Yeah. So in that song you can see it.
You could understand me.
I understood you the first time too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And what is Follow Me about? Tell me about, what is the book about?
It's a lot. It's playing in Berlin. So Berlin was my inspiration, and it's about two couples who are breaking up at the same time. One is a musician couple, the other one is an actor couple, and it's complicated reasons and different reasons. The musician couple breaks up because he's violent and she needs her freedom, and at the actors couple are breaking up because she's cheating on him, but he wanted to marry her, and then he has to break up with her because she cheated on him like 2 years. And these both have the same friends, and they both going to them to find help. And then they becoming friends and helping each other to go through the breakup, and then they falling in love too.
Oh, and then why did you write that? What was the inspiration behind that?
The first inspiration is a little bit embarrassing because I had a teenage crush, and he was a celebrity, he was an actor, and he was together with his girlfriend, and I was like, why is he together with her? And I've imagined how it is if they break up.
Yeah.
And then at the same time my brother went through his breakup, and I got there the feelings there, and then I was like, and then I wrote that they finding love again, and my brother find love again too, and I'm just hoping it will go like this too.
Very sweet.
Yeah, that was my inspiration.
But you're so young. There's so much time for love, darling. You're going to love so hard. You're going to get your heart broken. You're going to love again. And I think the whole thing is just keep believing in love, because really, as we can see now, it's the most important thing right now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm asking you 16 random questions. I ask them every guest.
Okay, let's go.
What's your full name?
Lindiwe Müller-Westernhagen.
When's your birthday?
June 24th, 1976.
I have that now in my mind. Favorite color?
I would say my favorite color is blue, but I've been saying pink a lot for strange reason. Pink has never been my favorite color, but it's turning into it. So I'd say pink and blue. Blue is still edging pink out.
Do you have any pets?
No, I don't.
But you wish some.
I would, during quarantine times, Marius and I almost bought an animal because we were just like, I think everyone's like, we just need to cuddle something more. But we didn't get an animal because we move around too much. But he loves cats. He says that I'm a cat, very much like a cat. And I like dogs. I never knew, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I never really liked cats so much, but now I like cats. It's quarantine times, you know, COVID. You just want an animal.
I'm on the dog side. I love dogs, but I don't have one, but I love dogs. Where are you from?
I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I grew up, I was only birthed there. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. And I would say that I became a woman in Cape Town, South Africa, because I lived there in my 30s.
Okay. Favorite food? You're cooking a lot.
I'm cooking a lot. I can't cook anymore. Ich kann nicht mehr kochen. Oh my gosh. If I have to eat my food one more time. Wir waren 100 Tage in quarantine in South Africa. I cooked every day. Jeden Tag. Oh my gosh. Okay. So definitely not my food. Definitely not my food. If it was my food, it would be risotto for sure. But my favorite food is definitely Japanese.
Okay.
For sure.
Favorite song or song what follows you through your life?
Ooh. That's a really hard one, actually. It's followed me through my life because when I was younger, I listened to a lot of R&B growing up in Atlanta. And then in university, I listened to a lot of kind of like alternative music, like Bjork, Tori Amos, PJ Harvey. And now I'm really like for the last at least 5-6 years, I've been into country music, like religiously, Lucinda Williams, Emmylou Harris, Gillian Welch, that kind. So I can't, there's no way I could ever pick a song because it could be as random as, you know, a Biggie Smalls hip hop song to a Lucinda Williams, country song. But music is vital. Music is vital. We have to really like go back to the respect, I think, of music. And I'm hoping that these COVID times, I think film and TV have definitely had like this new renaissance, but I think music now, I don't want to say pop music's dead, but I'm just saying, I think people want a little bit more substance from music these days. Yeah. And I think hopefully going to come out of this.
Favorite artist? That can be a painter, musician, actor, actress, author, everything.
I'm actually going to say, as far as songwriter, I'm going to say for sure Lucinda Williams, for sure my husband, because even when I translate his German songs to English, he would hate me even saying this, like so embarrassed. But when I translate it to English, there's still so much poetry in what he writes. And I have to give it kudos. I mean, the Deutsche Sprache is so reich. I mean, you can't compare it to, English at all. So maybe everything in German sounds good. Favorite painter? Oh gosh. It's so hard to give a favorite because there's so many different artists right now. Favorite artist?
You can mention some.
Wow, but there's so many, There's so many. I love Julian Schnabel. I love what he creates. I love his movies a lot. I'll just stick with Julian Schnabel because he's actually a painter and a director and a writer. So I'll go with him. He's an all-round win.
Great. Favorite film?
Also by Julian Schnabel. Blue is the diving bell in Butterfly. And also blue is the warmest color. Love that film. Yeah, those two.
And your favorite color?
Pink and blue again.
Favorite book?
My favorite book is called The Girls, and it is actually someone wrote a story about the Manson murder that happened years ago in America. And she wrote it from the perspective of one of the girls. And it was just, I mean, it's not a true story, but it was inspired by the story. Loved her. And it was her first book, too, The Girls.
What languages can you speak?
Ich kann wenig Deutsch sprechen. Sehr, sehr wenig. Ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen. Puedo hablar español también. And English.
What's your most used phrase or word?
Most used phrase. God, I've tried to come up. Probably Morris would know. Awesome. So American. I know, it's horrible. Awesome.
Or like great. Because I remember I'm teaching my neighbor and my mom English right now. Yeah. And we talked about, I told them great, and in German it's großartig, and they were like, we never use this word. And I was like, yeah, because it's too long, but the English, the British one, they're always using it because it's so short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Großartig. That sounds, it's a nice ring to it too.
Do you still have any music on vinyl or cassettes?
We have a lot of vinyl. Actually, we just moved to a new place in Berlin, and it's not even my vinyl, it's Marius, and he's got crates and crates of vinyl. So now we want to buy a record player because, I mean, we can't let all that good vinyl go to waste. And cassettes, I'm sure Marius has some cassettes somewhere here, but we have a lot of CDs. And for me, I mean, I grew up buying and looking and paging through the artwork. I just think, it's quite sad that we're missing that real, physical feeling.
Yeah.
Touching the artwork and reading the words rather than looking it on the internet.
But that's funny because back in last November, I bought the vinyl of Pfefferminz Experiment. I got the name. Sorry. And I didn't have a record player, and then I bought some other vinyls last year, and then on Christmas my parents were like, okay, you get a record player, and now I have them.
Cool. Very cool.
And Pfefferminz Experiment was always my soundtrack while making homework during these times because it was so motivating.
Oh, sweet. Very sweet.
Do you sing in the shower?
I sing everywhere. And Marius always says to me, even if you sing like Maria Callas and you have like the best voice ever, nobody wants to hear it 24/7.
Oh.
I sing everywhere.
It's like me, I'm talking everywhere with myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you answer back? Do you answer back? Do you answer back? Do you say, yes, Bonnie, yeah, that was a good idea? Or do you just talk to yourself?
I think I just talked this to myself, but that was actually funny because last year I started learning English, really like practicing it. And I was 2 weeks in Barcelona and everybody talked to me in English. And I was like, okay, maybe I should get now my shit together and learning real talking English. And then I came back and then I said, I'm just talking with myself now in English. And since then I'm talking to myself in English.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the reason why you speak so good English.
Yeah.
Ich kann nicht ein Interview in Deutsch machen.
But you're answering in some questions, so in
German.
What's the first thing you do in the morning? What's your morning ritual?
My morning ritual is to snuggle my husband and then brush my teeth, and then my husband drags me off to go meditate with him because I have very bad discipline and I know meditation is so good for me. So I need that partner to drag me along.
Yeah, but I would need that push too. So I started once and then 2 weeks and then it was over. Who's your legend?
That's a very hard question, Bonnie. You know who my legend is? I wouldn't say one person, but for me, anyone, because it took me a long time to kind of find this way for myself, is anyone that follows their heart, who does things. I mean, yeah, you can be fearful, but it's like following through and finishing something, for me, is someone that I would respect and consider a legend. Someone that hasn't given up, that just keeps, if they get knocked down and they just keep getting up and up time and time again. Someone that's positive, someone that helps other people. These to me are people that I admire.
Great. I mean, I made a whole podcast out of it, so. While researching, I found out that you did everything in your career. You were a stylist, writing scripts, you make music. What else? You make so many things.
The thing is, I think I want to continue on writing. I really want to continue on writing. I have an opportunity to direct my first short film, and I'm still toying with that idea. I would like to work as an actor first, to understand how actors and that vulnerability and that fear of having to act and perform in front of people before I even would step in the shoes of trying to direct. But yeah, to explore that, but just to keep on writing. I really want to write. I want to write a novel. That's why I'm like, hats off to you, Bonnie. And maybe once it's translated, or you send it to me even in German, and I will line by line with my translator and try to read your book.
Then you can practice your German. I would feel honored if it's my book then.
Absolute.
So your mom was a TV host, is that right? And then you started as a stylist for Beyonce, for example.
Yeah.
Then you started making music, and now you're writing film scripts. How did everything started?
Well, I was born. No. What actually started it was I was living in New York during September 11th, 2 blocks away from the World Trade Center. And it was such a terrifying experience for me. I went back to Atlanta. And while I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, because I had 2 very domineering parents that just said, like, study business, do this. And I was like, okay, I'll do whatever you say. I think
that's me, my brother.
Your parents have their direction for you and you're like fighting along the way, but I never fought along the way because I didn't have that conviction like what you have right now at 15. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I was asking everyone. So then they said to me, okay, well, go get your MBA. So I did. And while I was getting my MBA, a teacher kind of changed my life. She made us all write down our life dream on the first day of school. And I wrote down I wanted to be a costumer because a lot of films were coming to Atlanta at the time. They were all leaving to find a cheaper place to shoot. And yeah, I got a job as a PA. And the next 2 weeks, the costume designer said to me, I really like you. I know you're only a PA, but Beyonce is coming to town and I want you to be her costumer. So I worked with her on that film. And then, I just kind of kept falling back into the arts, and to me, I think every time that I did, it was just me kind of just following my own self and being more true to myself rather than listening to other people. Mm-hmm. So, it's not been easy, I'm not making Steven Spielberg type movies right now, I'm still at the beginning of my career. So for me, I think it's just like, just keep going. And that's kind of how I got here, is I just kept going.
What were your, so my mom is a hairdresser, and when I was younger, I always accompanied her to the appointments. And I know that as a child, you're always getting impressions of the job and what the experiences, and you're getting advices from her. Did you get such experiences from your mom too? Like, where you with her at her job and you watched these all happen?
Well, my mom was doing her TV show. my dad was raising us in Atlanta. My sister went a couple of years after she had started the TV show. but it's stuff actually, like my mom and dad were always motivational and told us these things like, don't give up, work hard, the typical thing. But what I really kind of learned from her just now as an adult and looking back at her experience, knowing how hard it was for her to leave her family, to do a show, to be alone and doing that is, look, we have a special guest here. I'm being interviewed. Say hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
One of your fans, Bonnie. She's doing a podcast. She's 15 years old.
Yeah.
And she's doing her own podcast.
Okay. Then I know why you are. Okay.
Do you want to ask Maurice a question?
I think I'm too starstruck. What?
Ich spreche Deutsch.
Was willst
Ja.
du wissen?
Ja, ich bin Deutsche, ja.
Okay.
Hallo. Es ist gerade so ein Lebensziel, sie zu sehen. Ich bin gerade sehr, tut mir leid.
Ask him one question.
Okay. Kann ich Ihnen kurz eine kleine Geschichte erzählen? Okay, und zwar, wo ich jünger war, hatte ich immer, also mein Buch kommt am Freitag raus und ich bin Autorin und ich hatte immer die Idee, ein Musical mit Ihnen zu machen.
Was?
Ein Musical mit Ihnen zu machen, mit Ihrer Musik und so. Ja. Wären Sie für so etwas offen?
Ja, mach mal los.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. You just want to see my handshake. Yeah. Where did we stop?
Well, my husband interrupted us.
Yeah.
Ich kann nicht auffinden. Wo waren wir? When your book comes out, you have to send me a copy. Seriously, I'll give it to Maurice.
Yeah, Friday it's coming out. I'm self-publishing it, so I'm kind of figuring out how. So it's printing, but it takes a long time, and then I have to send them all on my own away. So yeah, but I will send you one for sure. So we talked about your mom, that you figured out how hard it was for her, and that she left her family and made her shop and that stuff.
Looking back, the one thing that actually, it's not like a lesson that I learned from her, it's just, it made me realize how much women sacrifice for their careers, for their family, and, and all the flack that women get for kind of doing what men have been doing, like all along. But I guess it's, because they work with a child, and it's just an interesting way to kind of look back at her motherhood and, trying to see her trying to accomplish her goals, but then still stay true to being a mom too and raise us. So
yeah. You said you were then this costumer, is that right? Yeah, costumer. The stylist as for Beyonce. And how was that? How was she?
Well, she had just broken free from Destiny's Child, and she was going solo. And I mean, for me, she was like a powerhouse. To me, she was the kindest person ever, like that I met. And it was so weird. Every morning she would show up, and of course it was like early in the morning when we would shoot. I don't know if it was the George's sun or not, but her skin was like, she looked like an angel. She was always just like glowing, and she would smile at you in the morning, and it was just like, she's magical. She's a magical unicorn. I don't care what anybody says. And she's a hard worker, she's just a hard worker. I think during that time, probably just because of, being a pop star and all the pressure, I observed it probably being very hard for her going through that. But to see how strong and it's just, this woman has just become unstoppable. She's a magical unicorn. She really is.
Yeah.
But to see that journey, I worked with her years ago, and to see where she is now as far as her confidence and whew, yeah, hats off.
So how long did you work then with her? You styled her then for the movie, and then
just 2 or 3 months I worked on the film. And then I went back to South Africa, I worked as a fashion buyer for a little bit, hated it, went back to Georgia again, and then worked on an HBO film, period piece, which was really beautiful. But I don't know, I think I wanted to get out of Atlanta so bad that I just went back to South Africa because I wanted a change. I mean, I grew up all my life in America. I wanted a change.
Yeah. And then in South Africa, you started making music, right?
I did. Yeah, I did. I quit my job and actually started in Hamburg.
Okay.
Yeah. Excuse me. Okay. No. Okay. I started in Hamburg. I was going to sneeze. I started in Hamburg. Something about Hamburg made me stop sneezing. Interesting.
Yeah, my mom is always saying, if you sneeze, you're letting something go.
Yeah. I didn't want to let Hamburg go. Okay. That was it. But yeah, I started making music there. I worked with a guy named Benny Dernhoff. We started doing like solo singles together. And it was a little bit more like pop electronic music. Came back again to South Africa, tried to do like a solo career, had no idea what I was doing. That would be great advice for anyone out there that has like an idea. Just try it and surround yourself with people that are much more experienced than you.
Yeah.
And then because you're going to learn and absorb from them, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I did. And then I met Marius in Cape Town in 2009. And then, yeah, he helped me kind of find a better path. The first thing that he said to me when he met me, after he heard me sing, he said, "You're really good, but you're not doing the music that you should be doing." And he kind of helped guide me in that path.
Yeah. And then 2013, Kamikaze Art came out, right?
Yes. And it's an album. I regret half of the album. I regret half of the album because I really think I should have probably done an EP with maybe 3 or 4 songs rather than 10, 3 or 4 good songs and about 6 mediocre songs, you know. But these, you know, I did it. These are the things that we have now on the internet.
But I love the album. I really love it. It's empowering and motivational. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
How was the process of the album? I remember you posted once, or I watched a video of you where you said you wanted to have this electric Berlin style in it, and then you got back to your roots to South Africa with the sounds of it. I don't know if that's right. Am I right?
Yeah, it was. Because the producer was, I mean, he's actually Bulgarian. Ivan is Bulgarian, but he was a Berliner. He lived in Berlin all of his life. So, I mean, his producing, of course, comes from, you know, his love for electronic music. So that came in there. It's kind of strange that I actually did, like thinking back, because I just had gotten to Berlin. Wasn't really in the Berlin vibe. It's just that this producer kind of swayed me into this way. And that's kind of the sounds that happened. But then when we were just listening to the album, it just sounded too electronic and not like me. So we started adding some more, I like to call it big black bottom booty bass to it, you know, like some real, you know, some more soul. And that was it, like a potpourri of different sounds.
Are you still songwriting? So are you still songwriting?
I am still songwriting. My idea actually is to try to get my music through the stuff that I'm writing as far as screenplays and stuff. But yeah, I would like to release, I have like 2 or 3 songs that I really just want to release just as singles. And then, yeah, let's see. I feel like it's really hard to find time to do music because I'm so, you know, busy writing right now.
Yeah. But that was also the first podcast. I started this like 8 weeks ago now. And then with this book now releasing, self-publishing, I was like, okay, now I have to find a good balance. But yeah, I think I found it. But I'm also making music, but not in a professional way, but I make music as I'm songwriting sometimes. And this is kind of, I said, okay, I have to focus on two things, and that's my book and this podcast. And then maybe I find some time one day and then I can focus on songwriting. Yeah.
You do it all.
Yeah. What is your process of songwriting when you're songwriting? How is the process going?
For me, it seems like the music, like the lyrics come first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always kind of inspired by stories. And then maybe a melody will come to my head.
Okay.
And then I make but it's funny. It's funny because mostly for Marius, like I think he wrote quite a lot of songs during this COVID times. He's so melody driven. He's just got such great melodies always, and then he just starts like playing them on the guitar. And I'm just like, where do you come up with these? But I think he hears melodies first, and then he writes. So it's always very interesting to be living, you know, with another artist to see like how the process is the same and a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm writing the lyrics first too, and then I have this melody in my head, but then I have no idea how to do the perfect accompany, like piano, the chords. I'm struggling with these chords because I don't find the perfect ones for my melody.
But then you should work with somebody. Find someone. I mean, that's the best thing is to get with someone that's smarter than you, or someone that you admire, that's making music somewhere in your hometown that you're like, oh, that kid plays great guitar, or that girl plays amazing piano, you know?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm thinking about that. Yeah, how did film script writing started?
I was, very weird story, very Hollywood, LA type of story. I was doing a lot of yoga, and I started seeing things a lot more. I'm going to say it was because of the yoga. I started opening my eyes more, and every day I would walk from Mitte through Berlin, through Mitte to my little yoga studio, a 10-minute walk. And I would start seeing things more. Like there was this old age home, and I saw a man, he had 10 pens, like this part, sticking out of his pocket on both sides. And I was like, what the hell? And then I started writing these short stories about the people that I saw. Like, why would this man have like 20 pens in his pocket? You know, and then I would come home, and I would finish my yoga, come home and read these short stories to Marius, and he would like laugh and say like, yeah, you're crazy. These are actually good stories, but you know, I love you. I can't judge you. So he gave it to the lector from Günter Grass.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, well, she's talented. These are great stories. She must just keep writing. And then we went to South Africa a few months later, and I saw that there was this guy was doing a small workshop for screenwriting, and that's kind of where it started 4 years ago, April. Yeah.
And then you participated the competition for the Holly Shorts, right?
Yes. So I started writing 4 years ago. The reason why I wanted to write is I wanted to tell a story about sisters, a TV show about sisters, you know, love-hate relationship of sisters. And that was the first thing that I started writing. So I worked on that for 2 years. And then last year, I wrote a story called Desmond's Not Here Anymore, about my own sexual abuse. And yeah, I started writing it. I had the idea for it, and I was like, and then I couldn't finish it. And it just sat there for 6 months. And then Michael Jackson's, that documentary about Michael Jackson, Leaving Neverland, I think it was called. I watched that 2-part series, and then immediately when it was over, I was like, okay, I can finish it. And then I just went back and finished the story. And then, I mean, you just enter these competitions, you don't expect anything, and then my script won.
Yeah, they won. And now it's coming out, or is it getting shot? Or
Well, that was the plan before COVID. We were supposed to this year, in between April and June, we were supposed to be in Seattle shooting the short film, but right now with what's going on in America, it's probably going to be next year for sure.
Yeah. And this is now the sister story, or is it the Desmond is leaving?
Yeah, Desmond's not here anymore is
Okay.
the abuse, yeah.
Okay, great. And so you got asked for directing, but you struggling with
Yeah,
it.
I have an amazing DOP. She's Hungarian, but she's a Berliner. She's been here for a long time, a female DOP. She thinks also, she's like, you can do this, but I don't know if the story is too close that I need to just like let someone else have it.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Yeah, or go through that. And I just don't know if I want to work with actors, to be honest. I don't know if that's my dream yet.
All these divas.
Huh?
All these divas.
I did work with Diva, boy, but I think the people that would be involved in this project would probably be, I mean, if you choose to act in this story, then you must have like a huge heart, because it's just such a like heart-wrenching. It really is. So, and that's what we're looking for. We just want to pull together a team of like-minded, loving women that want to kind of tell the story about abuse and about what women have to go through taking care of their elderly, sick parents.
Yeah.
It's a lot of heart.
Yeah, but I totally understand that, because I remember, so before I said I'm going to self-publish this book, I had an edition who said they want to release it, and they said we're going to make a movie out of it and that stuff with the RD. And I was like, okay. And then now thinking, so I denied, so I said no to the contract, but now I'm self-publishing it, and I have a lot of film directors from my family from France, and I'm like, maybe it's interesting to see how they are putting my book into a film. So it's now, I'm not really saying I don't want to have a film out of this book, but I'm saying I'm open for it.
Yeah, and find someone that you like, someone's work that you really love, and if they're willing to do it, why not?
Yeah, but that was also, I remember, like, my brother is 14 years older than me, and he always pushes me, and he gave me this mindset. And I just remember that 1 year ago he said to me, I don't know, text your husband, text these people I admire. And I was always like, no, they won't read this. No, I don't know, I'm too afraid, I'm too starstruck and that stuff. And now this podcast, I'm just texting all these people I admire, and without expectations, because if you have expectations, you maybe get disappointed because you don't get an answer. But I'm getting now so many answers, and I met so many people now through this podcast, and I'm like happy, because for example, with this podcast, I said at the beginning, I had no time to engage somebody to do the theme song. So I did it on my own.
Good for you.
Yeah, but I'm not really satisfied with it, because it was just a 5-minute idea, and I put it into I recorded it and then just put it into the theme song. And now I interviewed a singer, and I had a live chat with her 2 weeks ago, and she said she's doing for season 2, and I was like, yes. So I'm getting these people out of there. And she also said she wants to hear me sing, because I'm always not really confident with that, but she said she wants to hear me sing, and I sent her something where I sing, and yeah. I'm
Fantastic.
Getting there.
Fantastic. Yeah, step by step. Don't enjoy the process too.
Yeah.
Enjoy not liking your theme song, but still going through it. You know what I mean?
I'm still listening to it every time I'm editing the podcast episode, so maybe I like it in a way. Yeah, so what's coming up? Is something coming out this year, or do you say maybe 2 years it will take for the movies, or?
We have some deals that are happening, thank goodness, with some of the stuff that we're doing. But my goal right now is just to keep writing. I've pitched a few ideas for the South African market that I don't know. South Africa is so close to my heart, because like I said, that's where I kind of became a woman. So there's a few things that I want to pitch for kids show ideas. And that's it. It's just writing. That's the plan. I don't want to plan. You can't plan anymore, especially with COVID now. I think we just do what we can in the day, be grateful that we are healthy, and wake up the next day and just keep doing the same. Forge on.
And do you planning to get out the TV series, the Sisterhood?
That definitely will not come out until till next year for sure.
Yeah.
Because this is how
But
long does it take in TV world?
But it's in work.
We have a development deal, so let's see how long that takes to shop it.
I will watch it.
Thank you.
I will watch everything. I will read everything. I will watch everything. But just an idea, just really like, I just got this idea right now. Let's do something together. Let's write something together. I would be open for that. To write something with you. Yeah.
Give me an idea. Let's see. You have my details. Give me an idea.
I think, I don't know. I think a script, I don't know what is easier to write, a novel or a script. I started writing once a script, but I stopped it then. I don't know why.
Try doing do a short film, because that's you can easily get people, like I said, it's just about creating these relationships. You can easily find a cameraman, do a short film.
Okay. Great. But I think we could write a novel together. We could meet over Zoom and talking about it, and then it was just an idea I got in my head.
I love the way you think. You're gonna definitely go far.
Okay, great. That was it. Oh no, hold on. I have 2 more questions.
Okay.
Where are you seeing yourself in 10 years?
Hopefully alive. You don't know, it's COVID time. In 10 years, woo, Lord, I will be 54. Maybe I would have like frozen like my eggs and I have like a baby. No, baby. 54. Ooh, hopefully I will be in the best shape of my life. Hopefully I'm still able to kick my leg up here. I can, roller skate. Hopefully I'll be better at roller skating and I haven't given it up. Hopefully I will have had a novel or 2 come out. I don't know. All I can hope for is in 10 years that I'm healthy.
Yeah. And what's an advice you would give your 15-year-old self?
I would say, why do you have a relaxer in your hair? And why are you not confident in yourself? I would say, don't listen to what everyone is saying around you. You know what you want to do deep down in your heart. I would say, don't try to get that dumb guy. He's going to be an idiot so many years later, and you're going to realize. I would say, you know what? Go sing that song that you were afraid to sing. Go walk up to that person that you were afraid to approach. Live life fearlessly. Listen to your heart. And be kind to yourself and be kind to others. That's
great. And that was it. I loved it. That was really great.
I'm so proud of you. I really, really can't wait to see, what more you do. I'm excited to read your book. Google Translate your book.
Yeah, actually, I'm having now in 1 hour, I have an appointment with the translator talking about the details. So, yeah,
Great.
It's work.
Great.
Yeah, that was lovely.
And if you need screenwriting advice or whatever, just send me an email and I'll shoot you over, like any things from school or whatever that I have that I can shoot over to you to save you having to, to give you an early start on film school and whatever, writing, whatever you need.
Yeah, and if you need any advices on writing a novel, I'm here.
Girl, I might be calling you.
Okay, then greetings to your husband.
Thank you.
And have a lovely afternoon now.
Thank you. Greetings to your family too, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great then. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Lindiwe Müller-Westernhagen. Yeah, that's it for today. I wish you a lovely week, and we'll see us next week for the very last episode of season 1 of Bonnie's Legends. I'm Bonnie Orbison, and this is my podcast, Bonnie's Legends.